Okay. Okay, so in last stream we had some issues when trying to implement or create this new function, get enabled modules. As the name suggests, we are trying to get only the modules that are enabled in the config section. But the issue is that we generated these functions using Claude. I think it's Claude Sonnet. Yeah, 4.5. And the thing is that this function actually is expecting for an enumerable, no, for a string ID. And here in this section, we are passing an enumerable or list of strings, which will be the list of modules that we want to put there. Also, we are using this builder, a JSON file, and for some reason, the builder is not like finding that. Maybe that's because or due to a new version and some breaking changes, but we have to figure that out. Okay, so I'm gonna again ask Claude to try and fix that. So let's start saying, oh yes, let me open actually the implementation guide. I was following this guide, designed also and written by Claude. I think we are doing it so far. We are here, configuration loader. Yes, yes, we got to here. We got up to this point in the configuration loader. Let me check for this configuration loader. Yep, is this one. So let me ask, why is this wrong? So I have implemented the module. Let me use an add to make it Cloud find it easier. Class as per the MD file you generated. Oops. And it's it's throwing no some errors because the get modules and get all modules, the get modules and get all modules functions have different parameters defined, and you are passing some different values. Please check this and make the updates so that error is fixed. Also check that nothing else is broken while trying to fix this issue. And let me check at configuration loader the how is it called, like the builder.json file, the lines builder.json file, and builder.add command line arguments. Yes, at command line are failing due to it seems that those methods do not exist for this builder class. Could you check it up at the official Microsoft documentation for this package. Oh, you know what? You know what? Actually, maybe it is because I'm missing these two packages. So before saying or asking Claude to do that, let me add that. Let me add those packages. .NET add package dot JSON, and I think I can ask for a version, right? Like something like okay, version dot 90 blah 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 blah. Configuration and then version. I think we can go into the CS project. So it's 90.14. So oh, that was my bad. Okay, it seems that I'm doing it wrong, so I'm gonna look for it here. Configuration JSON, and then we're gonna look for the latest in the for version 9, the latest patch version, which is 14. And the other one was command line. Okay, that command line. Okay, now this one. Okay, and let's go for 9.0.14 and also add it to our project, our sharp fetch project. And let us see if we get those installed here. Are we having any kind of issue? No, it seems that is not what we were looking for. It's taking some time. I'm not sure why. Maybe we could duplicate this manually and then do a restore and see if that makes the trick. But how do I? Okay, so yeah, maybe we can do that. Okay, dot JSON and then that command line. Now we can close this and say .NET clean and then .NET restore. Okay, finally, let's build and see if there. Well, we're gonna get some issues because we are having some things. Okay, configuration that bind. Do I have to install also? It seems right. It seems so. Let me check for this one. Um, let's go to NuGet and then bind binder. Okay. So yeah, it seems that we need to add the binder one. Binder again. Done it clean, so we can remove everything. Done it restore to make sure we are reinstalling all the packages. And so yeah, the error is gone. Now I can remove all of this from the explanation that I was giving to Claude. Okay, yeah, remove, and let's make Claude get rid of this issue. And let's hope everything goes well. I can see the issue in your implementation. Let me analyze and fix them. I can see I can't see any comments. So if you have comment anything, guys, I'm sorry, I just cannot watch them right now. I'm not sure why, but I just can't. Okay. Okay. So it seems it's working on it. The build still failed. Yeah, it's checking if iModule interface exists. And for this one, what is it doing? Let me create the correct version. Okay, so it's trying, is it trying to create another one? Like again, maybe it is just like, updating it. Module registry. Yeah, it's just adding module registry. Okay, get module, get all modules. Okay, so it added this, no, it updated this one. Module executor. Yep, Sharpage configuration. Just added that one line. Let's see what else is it working on. Like build again, verify everything is fixed. Perfect, the build succeeded. The warning in panels are pre-existing and unrelated to our changes. Let me now create a summary document of the fixes I made. So let me watch that here. Yeah, fixes. Let me close this. Yeah, fixes summary. So constructor typo. Okay. Modules in plural. Oh no, so plural was before and now it's module, singular. Okay, method name inconsistency. Again, just changing plural for singular. Let me close this so we can move it freely without any issue. And yeah, method was named get modules, blah, 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 but should be singular. Okay, no big issue. So the signature for this was actually what was causing the issue. Method had parameters an enumerable of string, which were the IDs, when it should return all modules without parameters. Okay, so before this was wrong. Yes. Okay. Well, now we have two separate methods. I think I like this more. I like this approach. So no parameters. We return all the values ordered by the order, and then by passing some IDs, some specific IDs, we get only those. Only there are not null. Cast them and then order by the order. Okay. And the using directive, which was not being used at module executors, the sharpfetch configuration. Okay, that's good. And final method signatures. The module registry, we get the register, get module, get all, get modules, get only enable modules, and get modules IDs. Okay. Zero errors to warnings, pre-existing in panels unrelated to module system. Okay. Testing the fix, you can verify this. The fix works by listing all modules, get only specific, and get multiples. Yeah, I can. I think we can try that in just a moment. Yeah, let's remove this and let me open the implementation plan again. Let's open the preview to the right and close this. So now that it seems it's working fine, I think we can take it where we were working on it and go to this and check everything is like this. Configuration loader. Okay, arguments and custom config path. Okay, and as default we have the config JSON and the file name. Yep, that's okay. These things, the builder, new configuration builder, combine, file exists, yada yada, more of the same. Okay, yep, this basic initialization, now initialization for the default configuration file, which has parallel execution true, timeout will be 5 seconds, show execution time false. Just enable it if we want to like check the performance. So format is panel, show icons true, color scheme default, and show charts equals true. Okay, this is good. Now we can see that this is an example. Empty array, all default modules, or specify which modules we want. An example user configuration. Example one, minimal config, only CPU and memory. So if the user just passes the CPU and memory and asks for parallel execution, the format will be display and show icons false. Okay, that's good. I like that styling. I like this format of styling the configurations. Color scheme rainbow, show charts true, show icons true. That's okay. Now, program CS integration. Okay, let us update. Look at this. This is quite a handful of data, quite a handful of code. I think we should be doing that right now. Also, the renderer and some performance considerations. I think we can check this after our application works. Okay, so now let me close these guys and let me go for the program CS. Let's move this to the right. Let's make it smaller just a little bit. So now, okay, so the root command sharp fetch. Okay, let's make it like this. Fast system information tool. Okay, that's cool. And I think we should be able to, I'm not sure if remove all of this or just its status. Let me check what we have done so far. Okay, we have done some stuff so far. Okay, I like this. And then root command add option, adding all the options. Root command set handler. Actually, this is wrong because we now need to use set action. So this is something Cloud is still making some mistakes on, because that's a change that was applied recently, but no big issue. I think I can implement that. Okay, I think we should get started with this one. And maybe I can git add everything, git commit m fixed configuration. No, mm, what was called like module system issues. Okay, now I can safely remove all these things now that I'm feeling more confident that I have committed my changes. And let me snooze this for the remaining time. Okay, var config option equals new option of type string, a nullable string. So aliases new array config, and let's pass the other type like just dash c, comma, and description path to custom configuration file. Let us close, yep, this, and description attribute. Okay, maybe we can do something like, seems there's nothing here. What can we have? Okay, so maybe is using this aliases and equal to this. Maybe description. I think we can go and check Brave to see how we can create a new option. Let's go to the official documentation and we can check on parse and invoke result. Okay. Okay. So this is the way. Okay. Mm-hmm. Let me remove everything and say the configuration, and then comma dash c, and then open the curly braces, and inside here type the description, and now we can say path to custom configuration file. So guys, remember that we're gonna be having these kind of issues because it seems that Claude is not yet updated to what the latest documentation on the system command line package is. So I'm gonna be trying to fix that manually. Okay, so bar modules option, new option of type string array, string p, nope, and then yes, this is the nullable string array. Let's open this and say new, no, modules, and then comma dash m, open the curly braces and say description will be equals to comma separated list of modules to display e.g dot cpu, no, memory GPU, and so on and so forth. Okay, we can check this, and yes. So now I think for this one we can say arity equals to arity dot argument arity, one or more, I think. Let's see if that is what we want to do here. Var format option equals new option of string of mutable string, and then format dash f for simple. Okay, let's open the curly braces, and now description equals output format panels, trees, minimal, and left panel. Okay, these are the different kind of formats that we support. Bar no icons option equals new option of bool, and then no icons, and let's say I think for this one we don't have a way of displaying it like smaller. So description equals to disable icons in output. Bar parallel option equals new option of bool. Bool, okay. And then parallel double L, please. Opening curly braces, and then we have yes, like default value factory. Okay, so let me check what we have. Value type, no, default value factory. Okay, I think we can have true, and then description equals execute modules in parallel. Now we can this, and I think for this one, so default value factory, it's actually yes, a lambda. Hmm. So let me check for default values. Like no, thank you, but default. Okay, it seems that we don't have it here. Like syntax overview, maybe we can have it here. Yes, default values. We can go here and let's see how they manage it. Default. Okay, yes. It's parallel, maybe. Can we call it like this? Yes. Okay. Now, quite weird. Why we can put this like this, right? Would it be because we're not using curly braces, maybe? Nope. Anyways, let's pass this value here and let's just set it to true. Okay. That's what we want. And then var list modules option equals new option of bool list modules, and then we can have the description here, list all available modules and exit. And then var generate config option equals new option of string generate. Okay, and then description equals to generate a default configuration file at the specified path. Okay. Hmm. I'm not sure if this is what I want. Like maybe we could just create it at a default path by ourselves. So right now we're gonna be moving on with this, but I think it could be worth to just generate it automatically when first run the application to go and check the path, and if the file doesn't exist, it is just generated by itself. But anyways, now let's add option to root command. Root command that add option. Config options. Okay, let me check something. Yeah, it's option. Singular, not plural, okay? I think we can do this for all of the options. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, okay? One more. So now it's modules option. Next is format. No icons. Parallel. Parallel option. Now we can say list modules option and generate config option, okay? Now here comes the heavy load. Yep. Let's put all this inside here. So let me see. Let me try removing everything. I don't think we're gonna be needing anything of this. So now var config path equals to context. Oops. Oh yes. Async of context. Okay. Let's do it like this. Parse. Oops. I think we're gonna be having an issue here. Maybe command result get value. Oh no, yes, I think it's context that parse. Isn't it like this? Um, Let me check how we can get the values from the options. Okay, so arguments. So for options, parse result, and then we say parse result and get value. That's it. We don't do anything else. Okay, I think that's even better. Uh, what was it? Like get value? Yes, get value for config option. Okay, is it worth to keep it as context, or well, let's keep it context for right now. Okay, var modules equals the same context that get oops get value for modules option. Let me copy this some more times. Format option, no icons from no icons options. The parallel, let's get from parallel option. List modules, let's get from modules option. And finally, generate config from generate config option. Okay, okay, this is good. Now, if string that is null or empty for generate config, so if the user doesn't pass any value for generate config, then the configuration loader will do its thing. Let me fix this configuration loader, right? Yes. Then create default config file and then generate config. Okay. Now console that right line. I think this should be an ANSI, right? Anyways, context that exit code. Oops. Nope. So how we can do this exit code stuff? Get value, parse error, return one. Okay, yes, so it seems that we just return. We either return one or zero. Yep, we don't get to set any exit code. Maybe just error equals, and let's say an unexpected error happened at configuring at default configuration. Okay. Okay, so this is a read only. So what can we set here? Okay, maybe we can skip this part and then just return as it says here. If list of if list modules So modules option, it's a boolean. Yes, that's good. String array, why is it a string array? Let me check what did we had here before. Like parse result that get value. For example, for no icon was yes, just a boolean. New option of boolean. Icon option is minimal option. Okay, just that. Get value, and that's it. I'm not sure why we're having this error. So list modules. Is that true for everything? No, bool parallel. Okay, do you see? For parallel, this is a boolean. For list modules, modules option, list all available modules. Okay, let me shrink this. Okay, yes, yes. So yeah, that's my bad. That's on me. Is list modules option. Okay, now this should be gone, right? Oops, no. I'm sorry again. List modules option. Okay, if list modules is true, if the user wants to list all the available modules, then we go and say registry equals to modules registry dot instance. And I think we have to import this namespace. Yes. And then nc console dot write line available modules. Okay. And then we can remove this. And maybe we can say something like markup instead of markup line, right? Yes. And then we can add here something like bold and red. Okay, I would like to see it like this. And now for each var module in registry, get all modules, var status equals module dot enable. No, it's singular for module, enabled by default, and then a ternary operation enabled, and if not, disabled. Okay, this will be a nice batch to display so we can know if that is enabled or not. Okay, and then I can see that we can use nc console here, that markup line interpolated, open, yep, parentheses, and then let's start writing and say module.id, okay, minus 15. I'm not sure why this is like this. And then status, comma, minus 12. It may be some kind of formatting. Module.description, okay. And I think, yes, this is okay this way. and then just return. So var config configuration loader dot load context dot get value for okay, tokens. What is this? Gets the tokens identified while pressing command line input. Okay, let's take this once. Select token, key that value, and then make this an array, and then pass the config path. Config path. Okay, so where are we getting this config path? Oh, this one. Okay, this is a string. Okay, let's remove this p. And now we can have this. Okay, load content and then config path here. Okay, maybe you can make this like this. No, I don't like it. And then that's for config. Let's apply the CLI overrides. If the user applies some CLI arguments, that should actually override the configuration at the time. If modules is it's not null and the modules that length, modules that length is greater than 0, then config that modules equals to modules dot list. Okay, if format is not null, then we will display it in the requested format. Config that display that format equals to format. And if no icons, config that display that show icons equals to false. Config that modules parallel execution equals parallel depending on the value passed by the user. Then var executor, new module executor, and then var results equals to await executor that execute from config async config that modules. Okay, renderer equals new module result renderer config that display renderer dot renderer. I think we haven't defined this, so we will do it in just a minute. Okay, yes. Uh, so now let's create the module renderer. So let's create a rendering folder for this and create module result renderer.cs. So namespace, sharp edge, and renderer. No, rendering. So what are we doing here? We're creating this display configuration. Let me check if we have that defined. Display. No, we need to look for this. So what is this display configuration? Okay, yeah, the format, no icons, color scheme, and show charts. Okay, so that's the actual display configuration. Okay, public class module result renderer private read only display configuration. Okay, let's say underscore config and let's create the constructor display configuration config. Oh, config, just that, and say underscore config equals to config. Okay, now let's go ahead with public void renderer. I read only list of module result. Let's call these results and create a switch for this underscore config that, sorry, format and to lower invariant. Okay, so now let me just uh, copy this thing. I want to type that just because it's pretty much the same. Okay, and these are the different formats that we will be doing. Okay, so for panels we're doing this. Okay, I'm gonna copy this actually and see if we can get this working right now. I like that idea. So let me import this NC console. Okay, let's remove this and module result renderer. So now performance considerations, lazy evaluation. We are doing this. Yeah, modules are only executed when actually needed. Yeah, that was done in every module in every module setting file. Independent modules speed up 2 to 3 times for IO bound operations. CPU bound operations may see less benefit. Caching strategy. Okay, getting cache values. The timeout handling and testing strategy. Okay, actually, let me test it by hand and let's see .NET restore. Let's see .NET build. We might have some, yeah, some warnings. Let me actually go here, and I think we're not using this one, right? Like, uh, This is info. Okay, yes, I think this might be deleted later. So let me see if we can remove this and have no issues. Yes. And then .NET build, and those warnings should be gone, right? Yes. Now let's try and run the application. I hope everything goes well. .NET run dash dash, just like that, and see what happens. Maybe this crashes, always Windows, blah, yada, yada, yada. Okay. So .NET run dash dash and help to see the commands we have available now for the application. Okay, as we can see, this is the way we can use it. Sharp fetch and then passing the options. As we don't have any subcommand right now, we only need to pass options. So the options will be no icons, run in parallel for more for a better performance. List all the modules, generate a configuration at a path, and then the version. Okay, I think we can try one by one. .NET run dash dash. Whoops, no icons. And that's okay, that's working because we were printing it this way. We were actually printing the icons and now the icons are gone. Okay, that's cool. That's actually what we want. Maybe not the best way to display this because I don't think we are using um like panels, no, not panels, but we're not using a table, I think, here. So maybe we can fix that later. So .NET run dash dash and then parallel, so we can see what goes on. Okay, obviously we won't see pretty much change because we are running this parallel, but we don't see it. So let's try listing the modules, the available modules. Okay, so far we have OS, CPU, memory, and GPU. We have all these enabled. That's good. And OS, CPU, memory, and GPU. Okay, I think we can do .NET run dash dash and then generate config maybe here. Yes. Okay, so it seems there's an issue. Let me see if I can run my terminal with elevated permissions and see if that makes the trick. Zip repos, cd YouTube live, sharp fetch, less. Okay, so .NET run dash dash generate config here. Okay, we don't have permissions to do that, it seems. Hmm, interesting. So I think we should try and checking why. I think that's in program and then module format, no icons, parallel modules, and generate config. Okay. Default configuration file created at generate config. Okay. List modules. Okay. Maybe we can try doing that without passing any argument to this. Okay, let me see if we can do something like, nope. Okay, it seems that it cannot create that file anyways. Hmm. Okay, so far performance benchmark. Okay. By the way, I don't think I have seen the format option. Yes, we do. So dash m. Well, first let me list the modules so I can print only the modules that I want. And then again, let me remove this, say modules, and then maybe CPU and memory. And then we can do, no, no, let's skip the icons and then say format trees, okay? I just hope this doesn't explode. Not recognized memory, okay? Hmm, memory. It is here. Let's try doing a GPU. Okay, this is not good actually. So let's go and check for the modules. GPU module ID it's GPU. Display name is GPU. There should be no issue here. Okay, maybe let's keep it simple, just one. Okay, I like this. Maybe let's try doing GPU without any kind of space or something like that. Maybe that's causing the issue. System information, okay. For some reason, it is not displaying when I'm adding more than one module. But Let's remove the modules option. We have seen that it kind of works. A little bit buggy, but it works. So format trees. Okay, I do like this. Panels. Um, what's the other format? Minimal and left panel. Okay, let me check what's the actual value for us to display that. I think that's in the, yes, the renderer left panel. Okay, like that. No uppercase, no nothing else. And I think I actually write it in the right way. Left panel. Okay, for some reason this is not working. The left panel is buggy. Let me go in. Okay, there's no implementation. I think we can go and check panels.cs and then check for print as trees, print minimal, and then print left panel. Ooh, yeah, I think there's a lot of work still to do here. Module result, yes, I think we should. Success. Okay, I think we are done for today, but we are going to have to do a lot of debug. Um, for example, I think let me go here. I think some options are not working as I expected. Anyways, Claude did help us a lot, but for example, the modules, it's not working as I would like to. Um, generate config is it's not working at all. Maybe we can do a basic configuration wizard, like an interactive wizard for this. I would love to do that. So, anyways, keep posted. I'm gonna try and do this tomorrow. But for now, I think we're done with this.